Alright, you're in Rome, 79 AD. You're in the dark underbelly of the Colosseum, and you already know the rule. Victory for them means punishment for you. You didn't choose this place. You can't walk out, and Rome makes sure you never forget it. You're Livia now, a Dian prisoner, 19, chained at the wrists so tight the iron bites every time you shift. Yeah, you stopped trying to loosen them hours ago. The metal wins. Above you, 50,000 Romans are screaming for the man who killed your brothers. Gaius Maximus, their champion, their hero. Down here, you hear every stomp through the stone like someone knocking on your skull. You try not to listen, but the crowd always drags your attention back. Here's something they don't tell you in school. Celebration up there means the sorting begins down here. Prisoners get lined, counted, priced not by name, by usefulness. And right now, they're walking towards you. A guard kicks your ankle. Not hard, just enough to say you stand when he wants you to. You get up. Your legs shake anyway. You hope he doesn't notice. He does. Let me explain this part so you don't get lost. Rome had a rule, unwritten, but everyone followed it. Spoils belong to the victor. Weapons, coins, people. Yes, people. Conquered women were processed the same way as stolen grain. The state didn't hide it. The state wrote it down. They drag you forward by the chain. Your feet scrape the stone floor. The guard mutters, "Don't make this difficult," as if you had a choice. You're pushed into a line of other women, some older, some younger, some trying to look strong, some already breaking. You don't blame any of them. You barely know which one you are yet. Another guard counts you with a wooden tablet. Not a glance of pity, not even curiosity, just counting, like livestock. And here's the part nobody warned you about. This isn't even the punishment. This is the paperwork. A man in a red-trimmed tunic steps in. Rank higher. Smile colder. He looks each woman over with the same look Roman merchants give olive jars. Then he stops at you. He taps your chin up with one finger. Not gentle, not cruel, just testing. "Ian?" he asks. You barely breathe when you answer, "Yes." He writes something on his tablet. You don't get to ask what. Let me explain why this matters. Dian captives sold high. Rome considered your people stubborn stock, meaning you break slower. Buyers like that. It means you stay useful longer. Yeah, fun fact. Your value to Rome is how long you can suffer without collapsing. From above, the arena roars again, a wave so loud dust shakes from the ceiling. Someone announces the victor. You don't need his name. You already know it. Gaius Maximus. The guard pulls you forward with a short laugh. "Well," he says, "looks like the champion gets first pick." Wait, this is where it gets worse. Quick thing, if you're deep in this, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next descent. Now, back to Rome. The guards start moving faster, because once a champion wins, the whole under arena shifts into a new phase. Distribution. Yeah, Rome made even human suffering sound like a supply chain. They drag you down a narrow corridor. Torches spit smoke. Stone walls sweat heat from the arena above. You don't walk so much as stumble, because the chain between your wrists wasn't made for moving, just for control. Guard behind you says, "Keep up." Another adds, "Or he'll leave you behind." And you don't want that. You don't ask what that means. Their tone answers enough. Let me explain the part the textbooks skip. When a gladiator won, especially a favorite like Gaius Maximus, Rome handed him spoils, not because he needed them, because it kept him loyal, kept him fighting, kept the crowd screaming. And women were included in those spoils, not by law, exactly by tradition. Rome loved tradition more than mercy. You're pushed into a holding chamber lit by one torch. A few other women are already inside. No one talks. Talking feels dangerous. Even breathing feels like asking permission. In the hallway, you hear armor clattering. Heavy footsteps. The kind that belong to someone important, or someone the guards pretend is important. Gaius Maximus walks in. He's still smeared with arena dust. Sweat makes stripes down his arms. You expect him to look at the women first. He doesn't. He looks at the guards. "Where's the list?" he asks. Of course. Even here, even now, you're not the priority. The paperwork is. The guard hands him a wooden tablet. He scans it. His expression doesn't change, not even an inch. You're not expecting kindness, just something. But no, you get the same blank face he used to look at the lion he killed earlier. He steps toward the line. One woman flinches. Another stares at the floor. You try to hold still, because you've already learned the first rule of survival here. Keep your head down and your breathing quiet. Gaius stops in front of you. You don't dare meet his eyes, but you feel him studying you. Not like a man, like a soldier trying to identify a tool. The guard says, "Dean, strong," doesn't talk back. You hate how fast that summary shrinks your whole life. 9 words. That's all you're worth down here. Maximus gives a short nod. Not approval, just acknowledgement. And he turns to the officer and says something you didn't expect. "No, not this one." The guard looks confused. "She's high value the others." I said no. Simple, flat final. And here's the twist you're not going to like. Gladiator refusing a spoil isn't mercy. Rome doesn't read it that way. Rome reads it as reclassification. If the champion doesn't claim you, the state will. And the state is colder than any fighter. The officer scratches your name off the slate. One clean line. Your fate changes with a sound softer than a breath. The guard grabs your chain again. Harder this time. "Well," he mutters, "looks like she goes to the Lex Captigi process." He says it like it's obvious. Like everyone knows what that means. You don't. But the other women do. Their eyes drop. One whispers, "Gods help her." Wait, this is where it gets much worse. They shove you into a storeroom under the arena. It smells like blood and wet iron. You don't get time to breathe. You don't get time to think. You barely understand Latin, but you understand the tone. Move. You do. Because here's the part nobody warned you about. After the games end, the killing doesn't stop. It just moves underground. You're ordered to haul buckets. Heavy ones. Sloshing with water so red it barely counts as water anymore. You grip the handles anyway. Yeah, your hands are shaking. But the guards don't care. They never care. You carry, they watch. You kneel, they stand. That's Rome. You scrub the stone floors. Again, the same patch. And again, because the stains don't come off. They were never meant to. The arena likes its scars. It shows the crowd the glory from yesterday. You're the one cleaning it. Let me explain something they don't teach you in school. Someone always has to handle the aftermath of a spectacle. And Rome picked you. Not for skill, not for strength, just because you were there. And here's the sting. You're doing all this while the same people who killed your brothers walk past you like your furniture. A gladiator limps by, bandaged, still breathing. His eyes slide right over you. You're nothing. Not even worth a nod. That's the job. Clean the empire's mess so it doesn't smell too close to the emperor's balcony. Guard kicks a broken spear toward you. Pick it up. That's all he says. He doesn't say please. He doesn't say thank you. He just assumes you obey. And you do. Because refusing is a fast way to meet the lions your brothers met. Here's your first rule if you want to survive under this arena. Rule number 1. Never make a guard repeat himself. They hate repeating things. They hit harder when they have to. You collect shattered shields, splintered wood, dented helmets. You don't know the stories behind them. You don't ask. Questions in Rome are dangerous objects, sharper than swords. And here comes the twist you won't like. You're also cleaning the animals' holding pits. They hand you a shovel and point. You already smell it. The lions ate well today. Rome made sure of that. You scrape the leftovers of violence into a bin that's already too full. You know exactly what the lumps are. You don't let yourself look too long. Someone coughs behind you. Another servant girl, younger than you. Her hands are raw. Her eyes are empty. She's been here longer. She's what you become if you stay alive. You don't talk. Talking is a luxury. Breathing is already work. The torches flicker. Footsteps echo. A new group of guards marches in carrying prisoners, men in chains, their faces grey. Not fighters, not criminals. Just unlucky. Rome loves unlucky. They're being lined up for tomorrow's show. Another day, another crowd, another round of cheering for someone else's pain. And here's the part that stings the most. You're close enough to touch them, but too powerless to help. You just keep your eyes down and keep scrubbing. Because in Rome, mercy isn't just rare, it's illegal. And the night isn't over, not even close. You're wiping your hands on your tunic when the guard taps the back of your head with his baton. Not hard, just enough to say get up. You already know this tone. It's the we need you somewhere else tone. You follow, not because you trust him, but because you've seen what happens to the ones who hesitate. They lead you past the storerooms, past the cages, past the empty cells where tomorrow's dead men are trying to sleep. You keep your eyes on the floor. The stone is cold. Your feet hurt. Every step feels like another reminder. You don't own your body here. Rome does. Let me explain something ugly, but real. In 79 AD, a woman in chains wasn't a person. She was an asset. You don't get called girl. You get called it. And here's where it gets worse. You're not being taken to another cleaning job. The guards turn left, toward the corridor lit with oil lamps. You hear laughter ahead. Male, confident, the kind that knows no one will ever punish it. Yeah, your stomach drops. You're taken to a chamber above the service tunnels, where the arena officials drink after the games. Not senators, those men have fillers for their poison. These are the lower officers, the ones with enough power to hurt you, but not enough power to hide it. One looks at you. Fresh? The guard shrugs. New enough. They talk like they're choosing a tool. Not a person. Not a 19-year-old who used to have brothers, a home, a name. Just something Rome left lying around. And here comes your second rule for survival. Rule number 2. Never let them see fear. They enjoy that part. So you do what every captive woman in Rome learns to do fast. You go blank. Your face empties, your breathing slows. You become a wall. Not because it protects you, but because it's the only shield you have. They walk around you the way men inspect a horse at market. No touching yet. Rome is cruel, but it's rarely in a hurry. The officer asks questions about where you're from. Not because he cares, because your answer decides your value. You keep it short. The less you say, the less they can use. One officer lifts your chin with 2 fingers. Not gentle, just testing control. You hold still. He studies your face like he's checking for cracks. You look past him, not at him. Here's the part no one puts in history books. Roman officials didn't need excuses to take what they wanted. A woman alone, unprotected, belonged to whoever held the keys. Consent wasn't a word. Not in this world. Another officer whispers something. They laugh. Not at you, about you. Like you're not standing there. Like you're already gone. And then, the twist.